So ever since the Gina Carano firing, Star Wars fans have wanted a response from Star Wars or Kathleen Kennedy or just someone other than a Lucasfilm spokesperson. Well, it seems like Star Wars' way of responding to the situation is to just praise strong women over and over again and virtue signal over and over again until we feel sympathy for them. And this isn't the first time that Star Wars has pulled something like this to try and gain some sympathy and try and change the narrative within the fandom. On International Women's Day, Star Wars tries to respond to the Gina Carano backlash with an embarrassing attempt to virtue signal. They tweeted out a big picture of Princess Leia, and the tweet said this: Leia Organa's fearless bravery, intelligence, sharp wit, and commitment to fighting galactic tyranny make her an inspiration not only to the rebellion, but to generations of Star Wars fans around the world. She's the embodiment of hope from her first scene when she's evading Darth Vader to send the plans for the Death Star to someone who can help. The first female lead in a galaxy far, far away, she's at the center of the saga. She's a rebel, a princess, a senator, general, and hero. She's a power player and would be without her title or force sensitivity. Whether blasting stormtroopers or making a persuasive argument, working to install the New Republic, or leading the fight against the First Order. She's a formidable leader and military strategist, and anyone who dares underestimate her learns doing so is a terrible mistake. And this is an excerpt from Star Wars Women of the Galaxy. So we're going to look at the replies to this tweet in a second, but if you've been following the updates on the Star Wars official YouTube channel, you can probably already guess what happened under this tweet. But before that, I do just want to say that I agree 100% with everything that was stated in this tweet. I'm all for women empowerment and inclusivity and all of this stuff that Star Wars preaches. But the thing is, Star Wars, Disney, and Lucasfilm only preach this stuff. They're only for this stuff when it can make them a profit. They only advertise this type of stuff where woke culture exists. When they go to other countries like China, they do the complete opposite. More on that later. So one reply said, 100% agreed about Leia, one of the best female characters ever. Also, today would be a great day to make a post celebrating Cara Dune too. You can even mention the fearless bravery of Gina Carano for standing up against your tyranny. 100% agree with the original tweet about Leia, but also agree with this one that Gina Carano is probably the strongest woman to ever work for Lucasfilm. And to fire her and then immediately start virtue signaling with the Oscars video and now this, it's just such a sad attempt to try and gain sympathy within the fandom. It's not going to work. Another reply says, problem is you don't actually respect women. And then it said that Gina Carano, quote, I'm not the only one that's ever been bullied by this company. Hashtag fire Kathleen Kennedy. That's exactly what I've been saying. They don't actually like strong women. They only like the strong women that abide by all of their rules and agree with all of their woke politics. If you step out of line even for a second, you will be gone. And it doesn't matter how strong of a woman you are. Let's look at one more reply. This one says, celebrating International Women's Day, showing support for a brave and fearless woman that didn't deserve to be bullied and fired. And underneath that, a picture of Gina Carano. So you can probably guess what all of the other replies said as well. It's all the same thing. Star Wars getting ratioed once again. And they deserve it because it's a clear attempt to virtue signal. You can't put out a tweet like this after firing the strongest woman to ever work for your company. Or I guess you could put out that tweet, but you have to expect the response that you're getting now. Because Kathleen Kennedy said it best, Star Wars fans are smart. We're not stupid. We can see right through the lies that they're trying to spew. We can see right through the virtue signals that they're trying to put out. And you're not going to gain any sympathy from us with these empty words because your actions over and over again speak differently. Because we know you don't actually care about strong women or women empowerment or diversity or inclusivity. Let's take a look at another clear Star Wars virtue signal attempt that may even be sadder than that one. I believe it was Martin Luther King Jr. Day when they tweeted out a big picture of Finn that was similar to the Leia picture. Storytelling is at the heart of being human, and Black representation in all media gives us the opportunity to feel like we're a part of the world we're living in. To be seen and heard more gives us a chance to feel like we are understood by those consuming our stories. Stories can show how a character can overcome struggles and conflict, and to see someone like yourself in that story is a springboard for the imagination. Introduce that to an eager mind of a child and you inspire the next generation of storytellers and beyond. Once again, 100% agree with this quote. I don't disagree with a single word in either one of these tweets. My problem with these tweets is you're tweeting out a big picture of Finn and then a quote about inclusivity, and then when you go to China to advertise The Force Awakens, you shrink Finn down to an ant. It's all about the politics of each country that they're trying to advertise in. Americans are on this inclusivity and this woke kick right now. So obviously when they're in America, they're going to promote women empowerment, Black empowerment, inclusivity, diversity, but they don't care about any of those causes. They only care about their paycheck, but they know if they play into the politics of America, they can get a bigger paycheck. And the same thing goes for China. When they go to China and play into their politics, they can get a bigger paycheck from them too. The thing is, Americans are starting to catch on. I would think that most Americans support women empowerment and Black empowerment and diversity and inclusivity. But whenever you speak these words and then your actions say the complete opposite, we're not going to support the empty words that you say in the future. I would like to think that most Americans 100% agree with everything said in these tweets. What we don't agree with is you completely lying to our faces. Finn had absolutely nothing to do in the sequel trilogy. He was only there to check off a box, and he was only there to market to American politics. And I've said it over and over again, Star Wars fans don't care about what color you are. We don't care what gender you are. We just want to see good stories. And if a character happens to be a different race or a different gender, then that's fine, but tell us a good story. I'm all for diversity, inclusivity, and women empowerment. But in reality, I really don't care about all of that as much as I care about the story inside of of Star Wars. You don't need to be marketing inclusivity, diversity, women empowerment. That should come organically. Show us a good story, market a good story, and the inclusivity and diversity should be a byproduct. Those things just come from being a reasonable person. The Mandalorian is a perfect example. In the finale of The Mandalorian, I didn't even realize there was an all-women scene until the second time I watched the episode. I just thought it was a bunch of badass characters running around shooting stormtroopers. I didn't notice it was all women because it was organically done. It was a good story. They marketed a good story. They told us a good story, and the diversity just came with the story. That's how you tell a good story while also giving us diversity and inclusivity. It's not the main focus of the story, but it's a byproduct of the story. But let me know what you guys think of Star Wars virtue signaling once again to try and gain some sympathy around this Gina Carano controversy. I think you got to be pretty naive to fall for this, and I'm pretty sure none of you did. But in case you did fall for it, I just wanted to bring all this hypocrisy to the forefront and to let everyone know that Star Wars, Disney, and Lucasfilm don't care about any of these causes they claim to support. They only care about that paycheck. But if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to follow me on Twitter or join the Discord, both of those links will be in the description. But other than that, thank you for watching the video and I hope to see you on the next one.